Welcome to the best investment writing, your gateway to the minds of the world's most respected investors. Join us as they unveil the insights gleaned from their tireless research, providing you with invaluable perspectives to enhance your own investment journey.
All opinions expressed by podcast participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Cambria Investment Management or its affiliates. For more information, visit CambriaInvestments.com.
Hi, this is Jason Buck. I'm the CIO and co-founder at Mutiny Fund. At Mutiny, we approach the portfolio problem a little bit differently than most because of our core belief that offense wins games, but defense wins investing championships. We believe that building a diversified portfolio combining defensive-minded strategies such as long volatility and trend with offensive-minded strategies such as stocks and bonds provides the best opportunity for long-term capital growth while reducing drawdowns in the interim. You can learn more about us at mutinyfund.com and our flagship cockroach strategy. Now, let's get into the episode. I'm going to read a piece entitled Herschel Walker Syndrome. This amazing essay was written by my partner, Taylor Pearson, and I'm proud to read this in his stead as he is out of office having his first child. Herschel Walker Syndrome. In our experience, investors tend to focus too specifically on seeing a single investment in isolation as opposed to the overall portfolio. They want to identify individual assets with huge returns and ideally low drawdowns as well. A complex we refer to as Herschel Walker Syndrome. Herschel Walker was a formidable running back in the late 1980s and early 1990s. He was drafted and played the first part of his career at the Dallas Cowboys. He amassed 8,225 rushing yards and scored 61 rushing touchdowns throughout his career. At a time when few running backs were also receivers, he recorded 4,859 receiving yards, which contributed to his reputation as a potentially game-changing player. In 1989, the Minnesota Vikings decided they had to have him. They believed he would be the final piece they needed to win a Super Bowl, leading them to give up a total of 8 draft picks, including 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, along with 5 additional players. However, Walker was never able to live up those expectations in Minnesota and was gone from the team within 3 seasons. The Cowboys used the wealth of draft picks they received to build a dynasty in the 1990s. They drafted future Hall of Famers like Emmitt Smith and Darren Woodson, as well as several other key contributors to their championship teams. The Cowboys won 3 Super Bowls with those players in 92, 93, and 95. Minnesota was thinking about one amazing player. Dallas was thinking about the whole team. The trade became known as the Great Train Robbery because of how one-sided the outcome was in Dallas's favor. It's used as a prime example of how focusing on a single player rather than the whole team can be a colossal mistake. During the dominant run in the early to mid-1990s, the Dallas Cowboys had several key contributors. Their quarterback, Troy Aikman, was the team's field leader and an efficient passer, whose decision-making and accuracy were crucial to the team's success. The running back, Emmitt Smith, was the cornerstone of the Cowboys' ground game and provided a consistent rushing attack. Michael Irvin, the wide receiver, was Aiken's primary target and a big play threat with his ability to make tough catches in crucial moments. The offensive line, often referred to as the Great Wall of Dallas, was one of the best in the NFL history, including standouts like Larry Allen, Nate Newton, Mark Tweeney, and Eric Williams. They were pivotal in both pass protection and run blocking, enabling the success of Aikman, Smith, and Irvin. The defense was no slouch either. Charles Haley, with defensive end, was a disruptive force on the defensive line, known for his ability to rush the passer and play the run. Deion Sanders at cornerback was only part of the 1995 championship team, but its impact was immediate as he was on one of the best cover corners the game has ever seen. The success of these Cowboys teams underscores the importance of a well-rounded team effort. While they had star players, their Super Bowl victories were the result of contributions from across the roster, including role players and a strong defensive unit. Championship teams need a portfolio of players and strengths to win in a championship. It's not about one individual player, it's about how they all work together. The same is true of an investment portfolio. This approach of seeing the team as a whole, rather than the individual superstars, has become more common as sports and analytics have gotten much better. Famously, the Michael Lewis book and movie Moneyball about the Oakland A's baseball team showed how a team of seemingly mediocre individual players could actually succeed. Similar approaches have been adopted in basketball, football, and other team sports. As with every business, investors have limited time and resources, especially for the individual investor or small institution. In our experience, many investors tend to make the same type of mistake that the Minnesota Vikings made. They focus too much on the selection of individual assets rather than on the portfolio construction of the entire team. One type of Herschel Walker trade was most famously exhibited by long-term capital management, which posted annual returns after fees of around 21% in its first year, 43% in its second year, and 41% in its third year, before posting a negative 100% return in its fourth year. Often these struggles boil down to vacuuming up nickels in front of a steamroller. They work well most of the time in low volatility market environments, but then they can blow up spectacularly when the market environment changes. Another type of Herschel Walker that is often marketed as low volatility are private investments such as real estate, private equity, and private credit. In our experience, many private investments have the same risk and return as publicly available equity or bond investments, but they have the advantage of not being marked to market and so appear safer or less volatile. A private investment is worth whatever the manager marks it at until they are forced to sell it. Adopting a different accounting convention is not the same as reducing volatility. This is not to say that skill at picking individual investments, be they stocks, private company, or anything else, is an additive. It absolutely is. But if your goal is long-term growth, rather than something to brag about at cocktail parties, it matters what the context of the broader portfolio is. The iron law of volatility drag shows that a few big winners can still be dragged down by a few big losers. Rather than looking for the best player, Herschel Walker, we believe in thinking about how to put the best team on the field. We believe most investors' best opportunity to improve their long-term compounding is to look at how they can combine different asset classes and strategies into a portfolio team that works together. Once there's a framework in place for thinking about building a team, investors can focus on identifying the best assets or players within that framework. We're not looking to pick the best player, we're looking to build a championship team. As we say, offense wins games, but defense wins investing championships.
If you enjoy the show, be sure to leave us a rating and a review on your favorite platform. You can read investment research like you heard today by subscribing to the Idea Farm's free weekly e-newsletter at theideafarm.com. Thanks for listening, friends, and good investing.